And welcome back to Littles by Lira. Let's make a pumpkin wagon today. To start, you're going to need 2 of these soldier guys with motorcycles from the Dollar Tree. And grabbing my little set of screwdrivers, I'm going to remove the screw from the hub of the wheel so that I can disassemble and get those wheels out. Using ink chalk paint by Waverly, I'm going to go ahead and paint all 4 of those wheels a solid color of black. While I'm waiting for that to dry, I'm going to take 10 of the big popsicle sticks and 6 of the little popsicle sticks from the Dollar Tree and cut the rounded ends off. This is going to make it so that I have something flat and easy to work with. Once I get the ends cut off of the big popsicle sticks, I'm going to lay 4 of them out in a row, and then I'm going to take one of those little popsicle sticks, 2 of those little popsicle sticks, and measure the width of the 4 floorboards so that I can make bracers. Using a little bit of Tight Bond wood glue, I think I got it at Walmart, and hot glue, I'm going to glue the floorboards together. I'm putting them approximately 1/4 of an inch from the end of each of the big popsicle sticks. You want to make sure everything is lined up nice and neat and even, although for a slightly more rustic effect, you can always stagger them or cut the ends off a little jagged if you so desire. This is just an idea. You make it your own. Now, I'm going to take one of these brain teasers from the Dollar Tree. It's held together by an elastic cord. I cut the elastic cord off, and then it gives me these little blocks that have side-to-side holes in it. I'm going to use these to support the axle so that our pumpkin wagon actually rolls. I know, so fancy. If you hear sniffles, sorry. It's allergy season. Yet again, I am out of allergy medicine. I live out in the country, and going to Walmart or Walgreens it's an event. So if I run out, well, I'm out for a couple days. Anyway, taking those little blocks, I make sure that the holes go side to side, and I put them in under each of the runners of the floorboards on 4 corners either side. You see here that I am taking a little bit of hot glue and wood glue, and I am beginning to build up the sides of the wagon. You can stop here and it'll just be a shallow wagon, but I have 12 pumpkins and I want them all to fit inside the wagon, so I'm going to make it a little taller. Once you put the sideboard on, because it's not got very much surface area to hold on to, you're going to want to grasp the sideboard until the hot glue cures to make sure it doesn't just immediately fall off. And I do this for both sides of the wagon. Next, I've got one of the big popsicle sticks, and I cut it down so that it fits across the back of the wagon. Using a little more hot glue and wood glue, I will secure the back panel to the back of the wagon. Shown here. Once I've got that in place, I'm going to take some hot glue and just run it along the inside seams to give some extra support to the wagon. I will be using TRUFFLE chalk paint by Waverly to paint the wagon, so I'm not worried about the hot glue showing because the chalk paint covers a multitude of sins. Also, I'll be filling this with some raffia, and you won't be able to see the hot glue anyway. As I did for the back, I will also do for the front, cutting a large popsicle stick down to go from side to side of the wagon bed. Make sure if you have any hot glue or wood glue seepage to just wipe it off. Or don't. It's up to you. Next I'm going to take some of those little popsicle sticks and I'm going to measure out the inside and put a second sideboard on, measuring out the small popsicle stick to determine how long I would like it. Once I've got that figured out, I'll go ahead and I will cut the 5 popsicle sticks down to go side for each of the sides, the front and the back. I got a little tongue-tied there. I'm so sorry, guys. Now, once I've got the sides in place, I can take the box of the wagon and measure out the back. I found it was easier to put a little bit of hot glue and wood glue down at the bottom, put it in, and then put the top board on. Here you see I've got a Jenga block. I decided I was not feeling sawing through it to cut it down, so ultimately I used a popsicle stick, and I'm going to build a seat for the bench of the wagon. I measure it from side to side, and again, using hot glue and wood glue, I'm just going to attach the bench to the front of the wagon. Now, with some of those rounded off end cuts, I will take one and cut it in half, and then use it as bracers to keep the wagon up, using a little bit of hot glue. I don't intend to really put much weight on this, so I think hot glue will hold it sufficiently. Also, it's a tiered tray item, and it'll be indoors. I don't have to worry about it freezing and heating up in the outdoor elements. Here, I'm just taking the small popsicle stick and measuring the sides of the wagon so that when I put the back bracers on, or I guess the backrest onto the wagon seat, I will be going up as tall as the rest of the wagon. A little bit of hot glue, a little bit of wood glue, and secure my small popsicle sticks in place. Hey guys, I just want to say thank you for subscribing and visiting. If you're first time here, welcome. I hope you enjoy what you see. As the time goes by, things will get bigger, better, and more exciting. But not too big, because then that goes against the name Littles by Lira. So it'll be little but big in stature. Or no, not stature, because that would mean it's just big. You get what I'm saying. I hope you enjoy what you're seeing. Anyway, here, making the backrest for the bench, I just took some small popsicle sticks, 3 to be exact, and I am building up the back. I'm also taking one of the offcuts from one of the big popsicle sticks, cutting off the rounded end, and I'm going to make like the back of the leg rest for the wagon. And if it's nice and smooth in there, it just gives a little bit of extra authenticity. Once that's done, as before mentioned, I'm going to take some truffle chalk paint by Waverly and paint the wagon. I'm also going to paint a skewer in that same truffle colored chalk paint. Don't worry so much about the pointy part, because we're going to end up cutting that off eventually. Next, taking some pumpkin chalk paint by Waverly, I got one of the bags of 12 sparkly pumpkins from Dollar Tree, and I am going to paint them out in the orange color. If you're feeling saucy or orange doesn't match your decor, you can do the pinks, the whites, the creams, the aqua color pumpkins if you so desire. I find that I don't need to really soak to get the glitter off of this, because the chalk paint covers up everything. It's really an amazing scientific feat for the crafting community, I must say. I'm a huge fan of chalk paint. I paint them when they're on skewers and then just stick them in styrofoam to allow them to dry. Next, I'm going to take those wagon wheels, they should be dry by now, and slide the first one onto the end of the skewer using hot glue to hold it in place. After I have that glue cured, I'm going to feed the skewer through the bottom. The skewer is now an axle. I'm not sure what the little blocks are called in wagon terms, so they're still just going to be little square blocks. I'll make sure to spin it, and everything is lined up. Happy day for me. And then taking a little bit of hot glue, I'm just going to glue the other wagon wheel to the other side of the axle and trim that down. I'll do this for both sides. Taking some Dollar Tree gemstone stickers and a little bit of hot glue, I'm going to put them on the outside of the wagon wheels, and that's going to be a little decorative point. I will take some ink chalk paint and just using a Q-tip, paint them out black. A Q-tip gives me a little more control, and it's about the perfect size to cover these up. And here you can see, yay, our wagon rolls. Taking a little bit of antique wax and the stencil brush from the Dollar Tree, the stencil brush, not the antique wax, that's Walmart. I am just going to dry brush a little bit over the pumpkins. I grabbed my giant hula skirt from this summer's Dollar Tree sales and cut it down. I think it was 2 strands, and I'm just going to stick it into the back of the wagon to give it that, hey, I'm headed to the county fair look. Then I have those sunflowers left over from our sunflower wreath and one of these glass vials. I'm just going to put a bouquet of sunflowers in the back, and this project is done. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great week. Bye.